Hi there, welcome to Magical Mindshift Moments. I am the Chief Courtesan and the Mistress of the Art of Desire, and I'm welcoming you to the third part of our video series, the free video series for the Art of Desire class. And it had originally planned to be a four-part series, but I decided to combine air, aligned action, and water, self-image, and healing into one video because we have exciting live programs happening, so I want to make sure you guys are available to join me for those. So let's get started. A quick recap on the elements. What is desire? Desire is what exactly you really truly want. It's the yearning, the longing, the passion that comes from the depths of your very being that often pop up. And when you're doing things that are not necessarily what you want to do, but what you feel like you should be doing, and resentment comes up because you're not doing the things that you'd like to be doing, that's where the disconnect comes up. That's where people aren't living the life of true desires. So in order to figure out what your true deep desires are, I've developed a program where you can indulge in the 5 elements. And the first element is fire. Fire is ambition. Fire is laying out your dreams, your desires, doing a complete brain drain and getting everything out on paper. Anything that you have ever desired, ever wished for, ever craved. Whatever it is you dream of, if you have any kind of urge towards a particular thing, an action, a person, a lifestyle, whatever it is you yearn for, write it down, write it down, write it down. And then again, you go through the list after a little bit of a break. You go through the list and you think to yourself, if money and what other people thought did not matter, would this still be important to me? And you start crossing things off that list. When you've laid out your desires, I usually recommend about 2 weeks, 14 days, to go through fire and make sure all of this happens. Then you dive into earth. Earth we covered in our last video, and that's it's people and places and your physical, mental, and emotional world. So people and places, it's the people you surround yourself with, your places that you live in, your room, your office space, your car, all of those things. They all hold energy, positive, negative energy, whatever happens there, whatever human interactions go on. The objects around you all retain the energy of your interactions. So let's say you had a terrible breakup, a great fight, you went through an illness or whatever, and you used certain materials, maybe bed sheets or clothing or shoes or whatever. Those items of yours actually retained the negative energy that you've been trying to get rid of. So people wonder why, in order to get over something hurtful or traumatic, people always recommend you jump in the shower, change your clothes, make your bed, do all this stuff. This is why. You're changing up the vibe, you're changing up the energy. This is getting your systems in place. And then, physical, mental, and emotional. Physical, it's obviously people and spaces. The people you surround yourself with, their personal energies and their positivity is going to affect you. Moods and emotions jump from people to person. So if you are surrounding yourself with somebody who complains all the time, that's what you're exposed to. So check out the 5 people that you surround yourself with all the time. Who do you hang out with? Who do you speak to? Who do you talk to? And, take a look. Take a look. See what the vibe is. If the vibe is you're the most positive person in the group, babe, you need some new friends. So that's the, part of the mental and emotional and physical. And the things that you're saying to yourself, like, whatever you're going through, be okay and go easy on yourself. If you're going through a rough period, you're depressed about something. Let's say you've had an argument with somebody and you just can't shake it off. Sure, a change of scene will help you, a change of clothes will help you, retail therapy, fine, it'll help you, but you're just treating the symptoms. You're not working on letting things pass. Basically, the best way to get through something, because you can't go around something, you can't skip, getting through an experience. You've got to feel your feelings, your emotions. You got to go through it, and the quickest way through the emotion is through it, So you have to feel it, you have to go through it, but the easiest way to do it, the easiest way to make it through safe and sane, is to have the idea that it's an indulgence to indulge in negative emotions. Meaning, let's say that it's true, all human souls, all souls are divine, as Mike Dooley would call it, divine gladiators of light. Utterly happy, utterly peaceful, utterly blissful, and here for the sheer adventure of the ride. So if that's true, then we as human souls would take birth into a human body for the sheer indulgence of experiencing sadness, anger, frustration, loneliness, and pain. It's the only way. It's like literally being selfish or not feeling our true divinity. It's an indulgence if you think about it that way. So when you are feeling your feelings and going through the rough times, you have to walk through them, you have to feel them with an inner deep sense of joy, because you're working from your core desired feelings. So even when you're going through the rough stuff, you still have to maintain that faith, that belief that there is deep joy residing within you, and you're actually indulging in a little bit, you're going mad for a little bit, and you're indulging in sadness, despair, anger, frustration, loneliness. All of these things are just masks for who you really are, which is divine beings of light, right? And so we've established our desires, we've set up our systems, physical, mental, and emotional, and then we get to aligned action. Aligned thought, aligned action. Air. Air is very interesting because when you have your desires laid out and you have your systems in place to make magic happen, when everything around you is the most positive it can be, and I'm not saying that you're waiting for the right moment to take action. I'm saying if you take 2 weeks to get your stuff together, to get your physical, mental, and emotional worlds organized and everything, there is absolutely no reason why when you take aligned action or when you have rational thought, when you think an idea through, you're going to experience magic. You're going to experience serious forward motion because you've set up everything. You know exactly what you want. You laid out your desires. You've set up your systems to support you in the highest way possible. And then all of a sudden, aligned air, aligned action, aligned thought means everything you do, you've cleared off so much of the baggage, other people's ideas, other people's thoughts. You've surrounded yourself with good things. You've gotten rid of whatever pulls you back. Boom. Aligned action. You're moving forward. Everything you do, everything you think, everything you desire, whatever it is you're working on, brings results. You manifest, manifest, manifest. The law of attraction, it comes in just like that. So it's kind of exciting if you think about it. That's air. And air is really cool because when you have your fire and your earth elements in play, and then you start working on air, air is interesting because that's when you're taking action. After 21 days, it says, Deepak Chopra says that it takes 21 days to establish a new habit. So anywhere between 21 and 64 days to change a rhythm, a physical rhythm. So when you've worked on your fire element and your earth element to get your desires laid out and your systems in place, that's about a month. When you do 2 weeks per each. So that's a little bit over 21 days. That means that you are now rolling. That particular way of doing things, that mode of thinking, that method of taking action, you've rewired your own neural networks. and you're automatically thinking new thoughts. You're automatically vibrating at a higher resonance. So when you're thinking new thoughts and vibrating at a higher resonance, all of a sudden everything around you in the world is changing. You're bringing in new things, and whatever doesn't match that high vibration, that high energy anymore, it's going to fade away. Whether it's people or things or situations, whatever it is, you have taken responsibility for everything. All the good that happens to you, all the bad that happens to you. The law of attraction says that you have attracted all of it. So when bad things come to you, that means that it's the challenge to make it through those situations. Whether it's a health illness, whether it's whatever problems you're facing, whether it's mental, physical, emotional, you've created it. You have caused it, and you are the solution. You're going to make it through. And the only way you're going to make it through in a beautiful, beautiful manner is by